You're watching WAFF 48 Weekend Mornings with Peyton Walker, Eric Graves, and meteorologist Abigail Degler.
Just about 5:44 on your Sunday morning here. We're happy you're joining us for hopefully what is not going to be a rainy day. I don't know about you guys, but I could do with a little less rain, a little more sunny outdoors.
I could as well, but I don't think that's quite in the forecast, right, Abigail?
Well, we are looking at some rain, and I'll get to that graphic here in just a moment showing our radar. But the bulk of it is off to the north and northwest of us, but we could see that dip down a little bit. I know Florence and just north of Florence is already seeing rain this morning, but the majority of us are going to see rain as we go into the afternoon. So for right now, most of us are dry. It just feels soupy out there. It is very humid. We are already in the upper 70s for our morning. We will cool off slightly before that sun rises, but for right now, if you're out and about, you can definitely feel that air. It is less than comfortable out there. But as I was just talking about, just north of Florence, we're seeing a bit of this system dip down. You are seeing some rain off to our northwest, but the majority of us are dry here. Right now, this is to our northwest and going to stay that way as it trends to the east. But as we go into the afternoon, we are seeing a little bit more widespread scattered rain coverage across the valley. We're also having some issues with some fog this morning, mostly off to our south Albertville. You are under a mile, and off to our west, you are seeing some issues as well. And then Lincoln County, Tennessee, you are seeing some heavy fog. You are under 5 miles, right at 3 miles of visibility. So that sun isn't up just yet. We got a little while yet before it makes its appearance. So make sure you give yourself a little extra time and space, and those low beams are on if you're coming to or from any of these areas. And I've been talking about that humidity. That will definitely be a factor as we go throughout our day. Since rain isn't too far off in the distance, that air will be saturated as we go throughout our afternoon, even into portions of the evening. So when we are in the 80s, it is going to feel like we are in the 90s, and these high dew points are definitely telling us that story. As we go throughout the morning, these will continue to be high, so that air will continue to be heavy. So you may have to break out the scrunchie for your day ahead and dress for the 80s, because it is going to feel very, very uncomfortable. As we go throughout our day, once again, looking at the 80s, slightly below average, but we're going to feel like we are in the 90s, nowhere near our record. Thank goodness. We are getting a slight break from the heat, and as we go into next week, we're going to see those temperatures go down just a little bit more. Right now, the bulk of the rain that we are going to see here in the valley will be in the afternoon in the form of some pop-up storms and some widespread scattered coverage. Now, as you can see, this will last as we go throughout the afternoon and into the early evening. And giving you a little visual, we're already starting to see some of that rain dip down at the 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock hours, and this is the bulk of the rain that we are going to see around 2 o'clock. That will last until that sun sets. Now we close out our Sunday muggy still, but with some cloud coverage and starting to dry up, but more rain is on the way as we head into next week, and the first day of September is looking a little rainy.
Abigail.